Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a best point guards tier list, ranking the best point guards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 16,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of daily MyTEAM content, and I already recorded this video, only to find out that my mic quality had absolutely fallen apart for some reason in it. I don't know why. So we're here re-recording it. Hopefully the mic sounds better this time, because I don't know what happened that first time, but it is what it is. Hopefully got it fixed. And we're starting off with Derek White, who is a solidly A-tier point guard, top 10 point guard in the game, really great defender, good release, Damian Lillard dribble style, moves well, dunks wide open, that's about it, but really good defensive point guard, solid enough offensively, better than a lot of the other defensive PGs in the game on the offensive end of the court. So definitely a valuable, very, very good card. I don't think AI can quite go A-tier anymore, to be completely honest. I just think he's too small. I think he's got a lack of size and a lack of defense, no clamps. He is a pesky defender in certain ways, half glove, really high lateral quickness, but unfortunately the lack of clamps really hurts him. He's very small. He's just not a very good defensive guard in general. Offensively, he's very fun and very good, but even the lack of size offensively does hurt the card to a certain extent. I think Bradley Beal just doesn't defend. I mean, he's even worse defensively than Allen Iverson, to be completely honest. Another offensive PG who does not do much on the defensive end of the court whatsoever. I understand he's really solid offensively, but I think at best he's I think he's a C-tier card. I think he's pretty mediocre. I think De'Aaron Fox is pretty darn good. I think he honestly could even go A-tier. Like De'Aaron Fox, 6'3" point guard, really, really good shot creation ability. Pretty darn good SIGs, very, very fast release, slash throw at a very high level. Does not have a great player build. He always has a pretty frail, small player build for a 6'3" guard. But as a whole, he's a very solid enough defender, especially on the perimeter. Slashes really well, super fast, great shot creator, really fast release. Really, really big fan of the card. I think DeJounte Murray is our first S-tier card, though. He's got a great release. He's 6'5" with the point guard position, so he's got pretty darn good size. He defends very, very well. Versatile card, good slasher. Shot creation is there. Release is nice, like I said. A lot to like about DeJounte Murray. Is one of the best all-around point guards in the entire game. Definitely an S-tier guy, in my opinion. Donovan Mitchell, I think, has to go down to the C-tier again because of the lack of defense. No clamps. Shot creation on this card is fine, and he's a good offensive card, but kind of like AI, mediocre defensively, good offensively. Honestly, he and AI are on the same level, so I'd probably put them both in the B tier. I'll put D-Wade like back of A. I think that's probably fair. Defensively good, slashing wise good, shooting wise, I mean, he's got a smooth release and he'll hit wide open, but he's far from a elite shot creator, 3-hunting guard. I do like the card though. I do think he's still very, very usable defensively. He's got a pretty good player build, plays bigger than 6'4", long wingspan, competes and slashes well offensively. Still a capable enough card who does a good job. Jalen Brunson goes all the way down in C tier despite the fact that he's got one of the best releases in the game, simply because he's so small and he can't dunk. You can't do either of those things. That's a pretty big liability, unfortunately. So Jalen Brunson, despite the fact that I kind of like the card, still goes C tier. DeJounte Murray is S tier. Not DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray is S tier, but James Harden is our second S tier guy. Amazing offensive guard, one of the best shot creators in the entire game. One of the best offensive cards in the entire game. Defensively, he's not great, but I do think he does enough offensively with enough size and enough versatility where he still cracks the S tier, although he is at the very back of it. J. Kidd, versatile defensive point guard, offensively not great. He doesn't slash that well. I think he's a slightly worse version of Derek White, to be completely honest. Not quite as good of a release in my opinion either, but I do think he's still a pretty good card. I think for 84 KMT, you're getting a good point guard. I think B tier, very, very solid for him. I think Jeremy Lin is mid. I really do. I just think his release isn't very good. It's kind of baited. His badges aren't that complete. They're not great. They're not horrible. They're not great though. I just don't think he's that good of a card. I think he's not quite D tier because we got some pretty bad or not very good cards coming later on in the list, but I think Jeremy Lin is solidly C tier. John Wall is probably the highest card in A tier. 6'3" is a little bit small, but he is a really, really good shot creator. Very, very fast, elite slasher, incredibly fast release as well. Almost too fast of a release, which is actually kind of annoying. But as a whole, I really do think the card is very, very good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who was I even talking about? John Wall. I just had the biggest brain fart I've ever had. Regardless, I'm sorry. John Wall, really, really good card. I don't know why I just checked out, but slashing wise, elite, release, a little too fast. Overall, not quite S tier, but really, really good. I think Kyrie is C. I almost want to put him D, but his shot creation, his dribble sigs are still so good. His dribble style, especially, only good card in the game with Kyrie dribble style. Still, we need more Kyrie dribble style cards because that is like. SIGs is really one of the main things that's holding the gameplay back in this game because it's just not very good right now. Larry Hughes is an all-around PG, but he's a sapphire. And, I mean, this is a sapphire on a list of basically all amethysts and diamonds. It's tough. He is really, really good for a sapphire, but I still think he is honestly a D-tier guy. Lonzo Ball is defensively awesome, offensively not amazing. Release is fine. He moves okay. His dribble style is pretty good. He's a fine slasher, but his movement isn't insane offensively, but he is a really good defensive PG. I do still think he's probably S tier as well. Although I will say it's kind of tough because a lot of these guys S tier, like I might even have to have 7 guys in S tier. I don't know. I don't think Magic is all that good. I think even though he's 6'9", he just doesn't defend that well, and he doesn't shot create particularly well. He's just big. Like, big is cool at everything to a certain extent, but it's not going to get him any higher than B tier, in my opinion. I don't think Magic as an overall card is all that good. Mark Price is a small guard who can shoot, but he's kind of slow and can't defend at all, can't dunk. Nate Archibald can't dunk. He's crazy fast, but he can't shoot really, and he doesn't defend very well either. Mark Price also doesn't defend. Both these guys are small PGs who can't defend and have other significant liabilities on top of that as well. They're 2 of the worst cards in this list, pretty easily D tier. Penny is the best point guard so far on this list. I think he's the second best point guard in the game. Definitely S tier. Really, really good card. Very, very high on what Penny Hardaway can do at the PG position as an overall versatile elite option. Very, very high on the card though as a whole. I really like Penny, and I think he's a very, very good card. I would have to put I think I'd have to put Pete in B tier. I like him as a budget point guard. He's an okay shot creator. He's got a pretty good release, and he's got good size at 6'5" at point guard. He's not a terrible release, or not a terrible defender either, but he's not an elite defender. His release isn't insane. Shot creation isn't incredible either. He's good, but he's not insane. I think B tier is pretty fair. You know who I just realized I'm missing on this list is Cade Cunningham. Cade is S, by the way. I don't know how I missed Cade. I want to apologize. My bad, but Cade is definitely S. I know I will be getting comments about that, and I apologize because he 100% should have been S tier, so that is on me. Ron Harper, I think, is on the same level as Magic Johnson. Magic's bigger, but Ron Harper's better defensively. Neither of them are great shooters. Shot creation-wise, I probably could take or leave either one as well. So both defensive guards, obviously Rod with the stats and badges, Magic with the size. Although Ron is 6'6", he might even be better than Magic. I'd say he's on the same level though. I think they're both B tier. I think Russ deserves an S tier spot as well at PG, even though he's only 6'3". He's one of the best shot creators in the entire game. D-book dribble style, insane slashing animations. Pretty good release this year. He's even got silver limitless range, and defensively, he's really good. He's just a better John Wall, basically. SGA, best point guard in the game still, especially when he's fully badged up, because he can get all the defensive badges. He can get anchor, clamps, interceptor, get all of his playmaking, shooting badges upgraded, add limitless range. Sigs are really good. His release is great. He is still the best point guard in this game to this day, and I'm not sure how long he will be for, but he still is as of right now. Steph has to go C tier in my opinion. 3 hunting guard, but like meh. Like, I don't know. 3 hunting guards are not really the meta of this game. He doesn't defend. He doesn't slash. He's a great 3 hunter, which is why he's still C. But I think Trey's even worse than Kyrie and Steph, to the point where I will put him D tier. I also think Tyrese Maxey sucks, by the way, so he's a pretty easy D tier as well. Hitchy release. Neither of these guys defend. Really, everybody in the D tier, with the exception of Larry Hughes, is just a bad defender, small guard, who most of them can't really slash either at a very high level. Larry Hughes can kind of do everything solidly at a level that these guys in D tier really can't, but he's just not a great card in any specific area. But I still think he probably goes C tier. Looking at him compared to the rest of the guys I have in D tier, I don't think that's fair to him at all. And then Tyler Hero probably has to go B tier as well. I'm going to move J Kidd and AI up a spot, actually. I think that's pretty fair, just to give them give this list a little bit more credibility, I think, and get a little more defense in our top. Also, I think Ron Harper and Pete Maravich should be at the very top of B tier as well. But as a whole, I think this is actually a pretty good list. So let me know what y'all think of my tier list in the comment section down below. If there's anything you change, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.